So after a 1-0 loss to Dynamo Zagreb this week and just a poor start to the season, Thomas Tuchel has been fired from Chelsea, and yesterday it was announced that this man, Graham Potter, will be leaving Brighton and has in fact already joined Chelsea Football Club. In today's video we're going to simulate through and see how he does this season. I am using an updated database as well, so we have got the correct players at the club. We can see here Lukaku is away on loan, but Aubameyang is now at the club. It does mean that the results haven't happened yet because of course this database starts on the 30th of May 2022, so before the start of this season, hence Chelsea have a better chance already as they haven't made a bad start yet. But let's see how Graham Potter does in his first season at Chelsea. Well, after a full season, I don't know if I find this surprising or not, but Potter's not even at the club anymore. Instead, we've got Diego Simeone. What has happened there then? Let's have a quick look. So if we go to managers, this database actually starts. You can see there's no Tuchel. This database actually starts with Tuchel gone now. The guys that sort it out, SI, have done that really quickly. So he was sacked after 138 days, which is in October. He really didn't last very long, did he? And then Simeone took over in November. How have the team done then? Because that tells me they've probably not done very well. Let's have a look at goals. Kai Havertz has got 27 goals. I'm just going to actually hide the unavailable players, not at club, because we don't want to see Lukaku. So Kai Havertz got 27 goals. Sterling's got 14. Aubameyang's come in and really not played a lot of games. He's got 4 goals for the club and he's currently listed on the transfer list. I mean, that's interesting in itself, I guess. I'm not really sure what the heck has gone on there. Where did the club finish? Let's have a look. Senior squad. So they finished 7th in the league. That's not very good, is it? Let's have a look. So they lost against Southampton, Leicester, Liverpool. Yeah, that all makes kind of sense. Leeds twice, Manchester United, Manchester City, Fulham and Arsenal. They've drawn a huge amount of games with 12, and they've not even got European football. Got knocked out in the semi-final of the Champions League, as we can see. Let's have a look. Not sure what group they were in. So they were in Group B. That seems to have Inter Milan. It's got us of Chelsea, Real Madrid and Copenhagen in there. They've managed to finish second. They've not actually had a bad performance in there. They've lost 2, one against Inter Milan, one against Real Madrid. Real Madrid getting relegated down into the Europa League there is quite an interesting one. And faced AC Milan in the first knockout round, which they won. They faced Spurs in the quarter-final, which they managed to win, but only on penalties. And then they didn't even score in the semi-final against Manchester City. So that isn't exactly great. FA Cup. They have managed to win the FA Cup on penalties, question mark. Yeah, so they've won the FA Cup on penalties. Great stuff. I mean, it's 2-2 goals from Kai Havertz and some guy I've never heard of, which we should probably look at transfers in a minute. And then Haaland, of course, scoring against Chelsea. They eventually win on penalties. So they have won a cup with Diego Simeone. And then we've got the Carabao Cup, which they got knocked out by Spurs in the 4th round. None of that's exactly good. Super Cup and stuff obviously not happening. FIFA Club World Cup not happening. Premier League. Where did this all go wrong now? I mean, they lost on the opening day to Arsenal. Couple of wins there. Lost to Fulham. So very much like real life. In fact, there's probably more wins than real life, if I'm honest. Really poor October. That is the point as well. So where did Bath get sacked? Here, I think. And then he obviously Simeone would have taken over against Brentford, maybe somewhere around there. He got fired. Simeone's taken over towards the end of November. I'd imagine without looking, it's probably that match against Bournemouth. I don't feel like a lot's changed after he came in, though, if I'm honest. But Yeah, that's an interesting one. Did it do anything in the transfer market particularly that didn't happen in real life? Jude Sonsat-Bell has gone over to Newcastle under 18s for £800,000. Levi Colwill has gone on loan to Coventry. I feel like he's on loan in real life, but maybe I'm completely wrong. And then Mason Burstow, which is not a player I know, has gone over to the Southampton under 18s. We've just brought in that one player at Chelsea, Otavio. Where was he before? He before was at Porto, paid £34.5 million for, I'm assuming they're playing him as a right midfielder, but maybe they're not. I mean, this is the lineup that it's saying that Simeone is playing. So Mendy, Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana, Azpilicueta. That's an interesting back four, but I could live with it. Gallagher and Kante in midfield. Again, it's interesting, but I could live with it. Pulisic, Mount, Sterling, and Aubameyang up front. I mean, okay, fair enough. Koulibaly apparently not in the team. That's interesting. Thiago Silva apparently not in the team. Interesting. The midfield I feel like can be improved. I'm assuming this isn't correct because Kai Havertz has got to have been playing in there as well. But to answer the question of how Graham Potter will do at Chelsea this season, if we believe FM22, he's going to get sacked by the end of the year. But to be honest, I kind of feel like this is a little unfair on him. I don't feel like he was doing a worse job than Tuchel, although we just fired Tuchel, so maybe that's the problem. As for the absolute fairness of this simulation, I'm going to re-simulate that season and see if he gets sacked again. Okay, so we've simulated forward another season, and this time Graham Potter is here at the end of it. How has he done though? Well, he's finished a lot higher in the league this time than last time, finishing third, so there's some European football on the cards. He's got knocked out in the first knockout round by Inter Milan, runner-up in the FA Cup, and knocked out in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup, so no silverware at all. I've noticed as well there are two transfers in. The first one is Zapata, who is a striker coming in for £36.5 million from Atalanta. He scored 14 goals this season. And then a really weird one, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, coming in obviously from AC Milan on a free, 25 games, 8 goals, not too shabby. It does make me wonder though, exactly how Aubameyang has done. Looking at the outside, we can see that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is left for 4.4 million. Koulibaly, after coming in this season, has then gone to Inter Milan for £12 million. I mean, I've seen more normal transfers than that. Broge has gone out on loan, which kind of makes sense. Aubameyang has gone out on loan as well. So he came in this season. He played a grand total of 2 games, didn't score any goals, and then got sent out to Ajax on loan. This is a very, very weird second part of the simulation. Let's be honest here. There is some shenanigans happening here. Let's just have a look as well at their schedule. They did really well in the friendly. What I can't see, annoyingly, is what formation they're playing for some reason. Can I add that in? I can't. That looks a little bit better. They are basically playing a 4-2-3-1 DM AM wide. Right, what does that look like? Let's have a quick look. So, second game here of the season. They won 2-1 against Manchester United. We are essentially, it's a 4-2-3-1. Why has it got DM? Right, okay, because they're not central midfielders. We're playing with 2 defensive midfielders at Chelsea. Interesting. Have a look at that. Koulibaly was still there at this point. Havertz getting a goal for the club, as does Ibrahimovic against his old club. Just looking down, it's all DM AM wide. So we're playing quite defensively here at Chelsea, really. They're very, very deep. That's an interesting lineup. Azpilicueta and Chalobah in the central part of the defence. Havertz, Pulisic, Sterling and Zapata up front. Fair enough, I guess. I guess the main thing here as well is just kind of having a look at the results. I mean, Chelsea didn't lose until the end of September, but it is a 3-0 loss against Southampton. It's definitely a better start than in real life. October, not great. There's a lot of draws in there, lots of 1 points. We lost to Wolves there, Manchester City. Shocker, it's not Haaland that scored, it's actually Alvarez. I just assume it's going to be Erling Haaland that scored. Bournemouth, we lost to them as well in February. The end of the season is not too bad. It's definitely a lot better for Potter than it was in the first part of the simulation. FA Cup, we've gone all the way to the final, lost to Manchester City. We obviously won that in the first part of the simulation against Diego Simeone. So we managed to finish second in the Champions League. We're in with Barcelona, Lazio and Sturm Graz, who I think are in the Austrian league. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's very possible that I am. We lost the one match 2-1 against Barcelona, but Barcelona lost one against us as well. We've then managed to go through and then just lose to Inter Milan. Lukaku scored against us 3 times in that tie. How lovely. Carabao Cup, we beat Aston Villa but then lost to Leicester, which isn't exactly ideal. And then let's just have a look how some of the players have done. Zapata, we'll get rid of these again. I can see Lukaku has got 21 goals this season, but I really don't care. Zapata's got 22 goals for the club. Kai Havertz 16 in this version. Sterling's got 14. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has got 10. He's 41 years old on a free transfer. They are paying him, I mean, I guess it's not a huge amount of money in the grand scheme of things. You know, it's all relative to other people. Assist-wise, 13 for Jorginho from that very, very deep line playmaker spot, I'd assume. Sterling's got 9. and N'Golo Kante's got 7. Chilwell's got 7. So there's some nice rounded numbers there. So in the grand scheme of things, what does this actually tell us? Probably not a huge amount. We've done the 2 simulations. Once Potter's been fired, once he hasn't. What I would say in the second simulation is he has had to bring players in. So both Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Dusan Zapata coming in has really, really helped out the club, because we saw in the first simulation Aubameyang didn't do a lot, and obviously when we're looking back to a few nights ago, he didn't score in the Champions League either. Is that a sign of things to come? It is possible. If FM22 is to believe, then Potter's not going to have a great time in this job. But if you are a Chelsea fan, then let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this appointment? Do you think that Tuchel was let go too early, perhaps? Do you think that maybe it was justified given the poor performances? And if you have enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like down below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And check out the video that's on screen now. Bye-bye.